Mike's Daily Podcast.
I didn't do a Super Secret Sunday show. I got so wrapped up in watching important YouTube videos, like the fake trailers thing about that last Jurassic Park movie. Did that come out already? Is that already on DVD? God, it looked so bad. People, Jurassic World. I'm sorry, it's not Jurassic Park anymore. Okay.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And somebody over the weekend, who I mentioned in an earlier podcast, who loves BoJack Horseman,
Mike's Daily Podcast,
was trying to push that crappy show on me again, and this time he got in my face because he was saying that I need to watch more than one episode. That's his place to say that, but hey, I don't have to. I don't like that reasoning of, hey, you don't like that show, well, you gotta watch more than one episode. No.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
If you tell me your cake is great and you give me a little sample of it at Costco and I eat it and it tastes like barf,
Mike's
I'm not gonna eat the rest.
Daily
And I watched
Podcast.
Okay, I didn't even watch an episode of BoJack.
Yeah!
I watched a guy who loves BoJack Horseman on YouTube tell me all the best parts of the latest season. And he showed clips, and every single clip made me go, where's Cliff Clavin? Hey, Sammy. And go, that was a great impression, Mike. No, I was not interested at all. Every clip from that show made me less and less interested. Look, walked in.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, Gift Shop Supervisor. Oh my God, BoJack Horseman talks all about things that are going on in life. It's a very important television show on Netflix.
See, Chely, okay, it might be a generational thing. I'm old and curmudgeonly, and I don't get it. So, still, he was, you gotta watch more than one episode, and he wouldn't let it go. Look who else walked in. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. I don't know what the hell a BoJack Horseman is. Yeah, me neither. I'm offended you pushing these shows on me.
But if you get offended, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Because I'm Floyd the Floorman. Yeah, I didn't. I told him was, why are you expending so much effort trying to convert me to watch a stupid show?
And here's today's podcast picture.
Are you getting paid? Is my I asked him directly, are you getting paid by BoJack Horseman to push that stupid show? Are you being paid by them? Because if not, you should not be wasting. He wasted like 10 minutes, Basil. 10 minutes of my time. And I was on 92.1 KKDV over the weekend. Ooh. I was heard in Walnut Creek, Concord, the Upper East Bay, Far East Bay up there, up in Benicia, Vallejo, and etc. It was fun to be on the radio. I'll be on this weekend as well, this Saturday from noon to 6. But yeah, I was busy trying to do my show, and he was busy trying to push the stupid... My point is, I told him, look, it's like Doctor Who. I would love it if there were more people I could talk about Doctor Who with, but it's America. Doctor Who is a British show. People, not everyone understand the whole concept of the TARDIS and the Doctor and the Time Lords and all that, and it's all science fiction, waha, woohoo, and I understand people aren't into it, even though I watched all these Doctor Who videos over the weekend, or yesterday, and thusly could not make you a Super Secret Sunday show with the Super Secret sauce. And no, I understand this. And he and then this is where I was fuming. He goes, oh yeah, the Doctor Who show, that doctor's now, and he never watches the show, but he goes, yeah, that doctor is now going to be a woman, and they did a trailer for it, and oh, come on, it shows her and a glass ceiling above her and it breaks. How can you be so, how blatant is that? That's just pandering. And I looked at him and I go, are you all of a sudden a 65-year-old white man? What the hell? The thing is, I know exactly where he pulled that from. There was some YouTube video. It all comes back to YouTube, doesn't it? There was a YouTube video with this guy some young punk, white punk, who saw that trailer with the lovely Jodie Whittaker as the new Doctor. And yeah, they had the glass ceiling break above her. Okay, and it's funny. It's funny. It's a little joke. And she looks at the camera and goes, oops, or something like that. And it's funny. It was just a short little trailer. They wanted to throw something out there, little tidbits before they start the show. Little, teases. And the show, I think, starts next weekend? I'm not even sure when it starts. But this guy, this white dude, goes on and on about, oh, how awful. Look at that, breaking the white. And he's all offended. And he's a young cat. And how can a young person who's supposed to be all... Okay, this guy that was complaining about all this to me, he himself was... what do you call it? Accused of stalking women at an amusement park, which he wasn't. He was just talking to some ladies in line, and then happened to be going to the next ride line after the rides were, as he says, all in the same sequence. And he was saying, I was just going on the next ride. I wasn't stalking these women. Well, the security guard came over and said to him, you need to leave the park because those women are charging you with stalking them. And I thought that when I heard that, I thought, okay, that's a little bit like what the right is saying now about Kavanaugh. He's being accused. Anybody, it's like McCarthyism. I was on that bent a little bit. Oh, these women that he was in line with were a little overly sensitive and thought that he was stalking them. But this is where we are. I am laughing like crazy at the right, trying to defend Kavanaugh right now and saying, well, they can say we Kavanaugh, on the face of it, from what we know, from what we knew up until about 2 weeks ago, we like him. But now there's a second accuser that came out, and I have that story somewhere. I won't read it verbatim, but Michael Avanti, an attorney, said he had knowledge that Kavanaugh and high school friend Mark Judge targeted women with drugs and alcohol in order to allow a train of men to subsequently gang rape them. Wow. That's the latest news. Oh, Avanti is the guy who's the lawyer for Stormy Daniels, and he wants to run for president against Trump. So he sometimes says some very outlandish things, but there's that second accuser. Her last name, I think, is Ramirez. Deborah Ramirez has called on the FBI to investigate the alleged incident, college party, and his body part was involved, and that kind of thing was going on. And so the woman, Deborah Ramirez, has FBI to investigate the alleged incident. The magazine, New Yorker report, which is co-written by a Pulitzer Prize winner, Ronan Farrow, states that 4 Democratic senators have received information about Ramirez's allegation, and at least 2 have begun investigating. You've probably heard this about 1,000 times by the time you've heard this podcast. That's what's going on. At any rate, it's so great to hear the right just completely dismissing, first off, Blasey Ford's charges, saying, oh, yeah, oh, she's a... So it makes the right sound like a bunch of women haters, doesn't it? It makes them sound like, oh, yeah, every conservative talk show host I've been hearing has been, you gotta just, go vote Brett Kavanaugh. And these women are just, they're in it, they're pawns in the Democratic Party trying to get rid of Kavanaugh, and you can't trust them. Oh, one guy, Dennis Prager, he is the worst. He went so far as to say, and he says this every day on his show for 3 hours, he says that women that have been groped or have been in this situation just need to get over it. Yeah, he actually said that. I know this. I've heard him say it several times. And then this woman, and because I have to hear his show, unfortunately, at my work. I don't produce his show, but I'm around speakers, monitors that play his show, and so I'm hearing it in real time play. And women will call up and go, yeah, I agree with you, Dennis Prager. was sexually harassed and I got over it, blah, blah, blah. And my lovely lady friend, who I think is lovely beyond compare, she said about Dennis Prager, he needs to be, it's pretty explicit what she said, but basically, he needs to be, you imagine, the most outlandish, horrible sexual thing done to him without his consent, and then see how, if he gets over it. It's not something you get over, idiot. Oh my God. The way they just think, oh, yeah, it's nothing. Just shrug it off. See, at least Lindsey Graham, the senator, Republican senator from, where is he from? That's how well I know these things. He said, at least, he said, he admitted, I'm a fan of Brett Kavanaugh, but we have got to listen to what the charges are. We've got to hear, we've got a hearing, and we're going to hear with our ears what Christine Blasey Ford says. Blasio is the mayor. De Blasio is the mayor. We can't confuse those two. Mayor of New York. Okay, so that's what's going on there. And then in addendum to something I was talking about on Friday about a particular guy that I know who likes to talk on and on and on about the podcasts that he does and how many downloads he gets. He gets so many downloads. He said like 800,000 downloads. And there's this other guy I work with. Let's just call him Smart Guy, because he's smart. Smart Guy says, hey, let's break that down. 800,000 people, that's like 3/4 of the population of San Jose, at least. And that many people are listening to his show. He should be replacing Ryan Seacrest at any time now, Chris Hardwick. He should be, like, as soon as Chris Hardwick was sidelined with those accusations that were from, like, an ex-girlfriend, and those, as far as I know, didn't hold water. And then now there's controversy springing up about how the Me Too movement has its false claims, and we have to be aware of those. But as I have mentioned earlier, the right likes to say things like, no, all those Me Too claims are false. And that all the women that are accusing Kavanaugh. At any rate, back to this guy. He should be bigger than any of those guys. So why is he saying 800,000 downloads? That's insane, preposterous. We're just breaking it down logistically as we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley. And it's true. And I love the logistical reasoning rationality of it all when you break it down. Break it down. And I'm broken down right now because I just discovered it's 6 o'clock on a Monday, and I'm up and it's dark outside, and I'm outside a Café Anyway. Ooh, look at the full moon. How nice. But please, this is gonna hurt the right so bad. This negativity towards women. This just, if they said, okay, as Chuck Grassley said in the beginning, he said, okay, well, he didn't say Christine Blasey Ford needs to just go away. He said, we're going to have a hearing and listen to what she says, what she has to say. That was great. That was perfect. Even Trump was saying that. But then all of a sudden it became just rip into her, destroy her, threaten her life, and all the rest. And it's just gotten so ugly. And the Republicans have gotten too far into that area, is what I'm saying. And it's going to hurt them. In 5 weeks, we have the November elections, the midterm elections. And I have a feeling women are going to come out and vote Democrat because they're going to be so upset with the way Republicans hate women these days. That's all I have to say. We'll see. Now, Kavanaugh could take the stand on Thursday, and with his lovely charm and the way he likes to talk about his daughters and his lovely wife, and he talks about them a little too much, I think. It's sort of like he's wrapping himself in the how he supports women so much. What's he covering up, maybe, is the question, but who knows. At any rate, he is going to get up there and try and convince us all that he's completely innocent. So we'll see how that goes. That's the end of this week. We shall see. And that's the end of the show today. That's all I got. It's dark outside. I don't know if anyone's listening to this show. I maybe don't have any downloads. And everybody else has 800,000 downloads. Is that how it works in podcasting? Who knows? But next show, we're going to have the wonderful Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. And the podcast picture today is from that place we all know as Florida. And I'm just posting one more, maybe a couple more podcast pictures from Florida. And this is from the beach. Oh, I think this is New Smyrna. Yes, there is this place called New Smyrna. It's a Greek thing going on. And you can see that picture at mikesdailypodcast.com, the beautiful beach there. I think... Oh, we're maybe not going to do New Smyrna. No, it's just a picture from Daytona Beach. Okay, we'll go with that. Sorry, New Smyrna. You got smurned out.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!
That was... Oh, I just saw a ghost out here at Café Anyway. That was episode 1709. Hello, ghost. Speaking of ghosting, it was a year ago I got ghosted by a girl I talked to for about 3 hours at a restaurant. Just happened to start a conversation with her. We were sitting at this little cafe in that town next to Monterey. What's it called? Seaview? Seatown? Marina? Something like that. And I told her... I gave her my email because I didn't want to ask her phone number. I know, my fault. I should have asked her phone number. But she totally ghosted me. She knew how to get a hold of me. She ghosted me. Done. Game over. Her loss. Now I'm with a lovely lady friend. And she makes me smile. Ooh, this new Nico K song is pretty good.